Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and these are 2019 Capita Snowboards. This is the Outsiders, this is the Indoor. A lot of people kind of get both of these confused, but I'm going to walk through both of them, share with you their similarities and their differences, and hopefully at the end of the video you'll want to buy both. Well, maybe you'll actually figure out which board is actually going to be better for you. They're both park boards, of course, all mountain kind of freestyle park boards that are true twin with centered stances and have resort style profile shapes. Basically, you can take either the Outsiders or the Indoor. You can ride it this way or this way. It's going to feel the exact same. Now, one thing I really love about both boards though is their profile shape, the resort profile. It's basically a camber style board, like a kind of a nice style arc with a little bit of upturn near those contact points to make it a little less catchy. Traditional camber boards are pretty agile. They're quick edge to edge. They have loads and loads of pop, and that's why I like these. But it's a little bit softer and well-rounded for all mountain freestyle use. It's a little less catchy when you're riding and trying to find tranny. Now the Outsiders is going to have a little bit more of a stiffer flex and appeal of a 6, just a little bit stiffer than your average style board. It has a good amount of energy to it, and the Indoor actually has a 5, just right about average, not too soft, not too stiff. But again, this also has that resort style profile shape. And then we're going to kind of get into a lot of their differences. The wood cores are different. In the Indoor, it's going to be just a little bit softer of a wood core. It's called the Dual. It's a combination of both poplar and beech style woods, whereas the Outsiders has what's called a dual or maple dual, which is poplar and maple. Maple's a little bit stronger, and the maple wood is actually down the rails and down the center line of the board. Now with the laminates, there's going to be 4 different T-nose style strips that are actually milled out into the Indoor's core. Those 4 strips are actually, well, there's 2 on each, the nose and the tail, that run between the insert packs and the rail from about the inside of the insert pack to those contact points. What it does for the Indoor, it gives a good amount of structure on the nose and the tail. You can lock in presses, but it makes the center of the board just a little bit softer, and so the Indoors can be just a little torsionally soft than what you're going to find in the Outsiders, and that's because of the carbon fiber beams that are in the Outsiders. There's actually 2 strips that pretty much go from contact point all the way down the board's rail in between the insert pack and the edge, on both sides, of course. What that does is gives the whole board a lot of torsional rigidity, and that's why it has a stiffer flex rating of about a 6. So most people who tend to be jumpers tend to usually like the Outsiders a little bit more than what they'll find in the Indoor. Most jibbers who want a lot of pop, provided by, of course, that camber dominant profile shape, like the Indoor Survival. Both bases are the exact same material. It's actually called a super drive. It's a sintered material. It absorbs tons of wax. It has a good amount of structure to it, which I like. I think Capita's done a really great job recently on putting a little bit more structure in their boards. It actually helps to channel the water out and any kind of thing that gets under your board. It just helps them be a little bit faster. And then, of course, the board's going to have a 360 wrap standard steel edge and a radial side cut. The radial side cut is just classic. It feels good, especially with a true twin style shaping that you find Indoor and in the Outsiders. If you're a little bit more of a jumper, the Outsiders is going to be better. It has a little more structure to it, has a 6 flex, a little more torsionally rigid. The Indoor, probably for like a tranny finder who likes jibbing a little bit more, that wants tons of pop, feeling flexible, about a 5. Both are awesome decks that you can check out at thehouse.com by selecting the link below in the description. Feel free to leave a comment or question. I know some of you guys, of the 29,000 or so subscribers that we have ridden either one of these or both of these together. But really, it's actually fun to see what you guys have to say about the decks that we talk about here on the channel. Subscribe there if you haven't done so already, and make sure to check out more vids right there, and hopefully I'll see you guys around. Peace.